Mm. Anyway, see, give me that now. Yo, I got my man S. Marshall L in the building. What's up, my bro?
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love, Enigma. Um, it's hard to pronounce. I know I'm messing up that word, but forgive me.
Oh, no.
Enigma, right? Am I
You
saying
are
that right?
talking to the king of pronouncing words, bro. You are cool. Yo, just to keep it super simple.
Hey, because
It's called
somebody out there on IG, when I was doing a little promo, they was trying to get it. But you know how we do. We'll short a name real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Enig. Oh, why somebody do that yet? Yo,
so
Enig. What?
hey, I saw Igma. So
Right, right.
But anyway, man, I thank you for having me on, man. I love what you're doing, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
No, it's been a long time coming. For a long time. Well, since I came back to the podcasting, there's been a few people that has been doing the same thing as far as like social media and giving artists, especially locally, a platform. So rather
Yeah,
if it was the Beast over in VHS, um, or my man Bravo, and then of course yourself, and then some other people that were giving artists a platform. And of course, I always kept my eye out because I felt like we had to develop an ecosystem in regards to giving these artists a platform to so people know who they are. Like, that's why
yeah,
the podcast was even created in the beginning, in the very very beginning, before I even knew what a podcast was to give me and my crew an ability to show who we are. And then I just extended that mission to other artists, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. So, no, this should have happened about 2, 3, well, at least 2 years ago. So I'm glad that we finally got around, got you on the
yeah.
pod. And, but the thing is, it's not even about we didn't even get into the media part just yet, because what you really do as far as hip hop going, and what you currently let me start now. What you really do, what you currently doing right now, and it's beautiful. Is this hip
Appreciate it.
hop instrumentation and beats.
Yeah,
So use props from that.
thank you. So you kind of get it, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I want to know, like, it's, y'all forgive me, it's gonna be basic, but I really want to. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. It's just my man's, and like I said, I've been watching them for a while, so I want to know the basics. So y'all just gonna forgive me if I ask the basic questions. Uh, like
that's what I'm here.
what got you into the music? Like, what were your inspirations? You know what I'm saying? As a
Oh
youngin,
man.
you want to do this?
Well, probably this first line will probably explain everything. I'm a PK kid. That means preacher's kid, and and I was raised. I was raised what we term as Pentecostal church.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up!
So you
Whoa,
already know,
whoa,
right?
whoa! That's me. Oh, you
So
go ahead.
them loud. That's that loud group. So we had
Yeah.
instruments and all kind of stuff in my family, especially on my dad's side and my mom's side. But I grew up a lot around a lot of my dad people, and they were singers and musicians. And so at a very young age, man, I can remember at 5 years old taking a liking to the drums, and
Mm.
it was like a rap for me right there. I've been ever since that point, just as musicianship, just had a just genuine love for music. And so that's been like my music has always been a part of my life, um, every step of the way. So um, that's that. The long story in summary. That's what it is.
Man, no, man, bro, you don't even know. Like, yeah, like I try to
You
tell
got
people,
roots.
I grew up in the Pentecostal holiness. I grew up having the
Oh,
film
okay. So you know.
and calling
Yeah.
Jesus, flopping at the mouth. You feel something till you wake up, till
Yeah.
you jump, start dancing around. Nah, trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Pentecostal? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh,
And
now
and trust me, you as a musician, if you came up through those ranks, which are a lot of your artists today, and especially your soul artists,
right,
they come through the church,
right,
as we all know. And you get your chops in there, man, because
right.
there's always a service.
Bruh, 3 hours,
And
4 hours long.
sometimes, so you building your chops.
Do
Trust
that.
me.
Yo, that's my cousin Debo. Of course, y'all know
Oh, don't
Debo.
tell me I know Devo.
My cousin,
Get out
bro.
of here. Oh
That's my cousin,
man.
bro. Yeah,
Oh wow.
like
Wow.
Debo was on the, he was on the drums. His
Man.
brother Kevin was on the
Kevin,
keyboard.
yeah, they was like mentors with me coming into the production era. Wow.
They're my people,
Small
dog. They're my
world.
is
Well, we
you can't
probably
really
ran
forget.
across each other then before.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
probably was familiar with the Pat Edwards and the that gospel
yeah,
choir. I used to play for them.
yeah. I
Yeah.
grew up. Was it? Because it's Faith Christian now, but
Right,
used to
right.
be.
Macmillan,
That
Pastor Bishop Macmillan. Yeah.
he baptized me, bro.
Oh man, we
He
crossed
baptized
paths somewhere.
me.
Yeah, we
I was it's
small
great
world.
now,
Wow. That's
but
crazy. That's crazy.
oh
But
man,
yeah,
yo,
so that's that's where it all is, and it's just a part of me. And so at some point, being a musician and then learning about production is totally two different things. Some
oh
people
wow,
don't understand that. You could be a great musician, but that don't mean you're gonna be a great music producer because it's
right,
too. And I had to learn that. So it took a while. And then there's another degree when you talk about the music industry, the
right,
music business.
right,
And so
right,
that's a whole another thing. So all those levels and growing and those times of growing and going through those periods where you don't want to have nothing to do with music anymore.
right,
Going through those phases and just it's just something that as you learn that it's a part of you. It's a part of you, and it's a part of um, your survival skills and how you able to communicate to yourself spiritually and physically. Because
right,
creating, being able to create uh, is a way to express a person's um, individuality to the world. And
right,
so you need those type of outlets. And for someone else, it may be something else. So this is outside of the music business. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? This is just purely you as a person and what God is giving you as a gift. And music, it's a very powerful tool. And I speak to any artist out there, no matter how long you've been doing it. Sometimes, yeah, you may be at a point where you're not necessarily seeking it as a music business or opportunity, but don't shut your gift down because it's a part of you. And part of it is when you shut that down, some of that it interferes with other things. So you
Right,
need that outlet. So just sometimes you just gotta, rearrange and put things in priority, but don't just exit out because it'll kill something inside you, if you
right.
do. Yeah.
I think that's important because it's just
Yeah.
like you said, the ideal of just because you're not in the business, or especially maybe even the major level of the business,
Right.
doesn't mean that you can't do it. Doesn't mean that you can't continue to
Right.
pursue it. Especially like you said, if it's a part of you, you gotta let that outlet. I
Yeah.
think that's important because I think for so many. I can even myself at one point.
Yeah.
The ideal is because the shot to or the possibility of getting into the business of it seems to fade away. That
Mm,
you figure like, all right, it's done, it's over with, whatever.
right.
But what I've learned is once I've just did it for myself and just did
Yeah.
it because of love, I've had more memorable things happen uh,
Yeah.
from making my own project, couple of projects, to
Mhm.
performing on the same stage as KRS One, being able to travel and meet other artists that
Wow.
inspired me, like
Yeah.
all of it. You know
Wow.
what I mean? Like, yo, who that is? That's James or I know it ain't Perry. That James West? Yeah, it's James West.
James West, that's my boy.
Yeah, he in the comments.
Hey, what
I
up, James?
don't know if it's
Gotta
Isaac.
give a shout out to. I don't know if my boy on here, Awkward Productions too. It's
Yeah.
one of my
He
boys.
on the YouTube side.
Yeah, that's awesome producer. Yeah, out
But
in
yeah,
Carolina. But yeah, man.
but that's what's crazy. Yo, I gotta go back to this because you just totally blew my mind with all of that. So, shouts out to James and Isaac and Perry. Now,
Yeah.
forgive me if I'm wrong, y'all. If you watching, ask your daddy. If I'm wrong, tell Mr. West I apologize. But apparently, the story told to me is their dad was in a rap group with not only my uncle, my dad's younger brother, but also one of my mom's cousins back in the day. So when it comes down
What?
to like this thing, like it's really a family thing, and I really look at them like as cousins. Like, granted, I ain't finna run up on Ron Dugans and be like, "Hey, you my cousin," because I'm not. But I do look at them like, because like I said, I grew up in that church. Like when I was a kid, like they was little
Yeah.
boys. In turn, as they got older, my dad coached them in flag football over in the South Side. So yeah, there's a lot of tie-in with the
Yeah, that's
West's,
wild.
Edwards.
Yeah, I used to, man, when I came here, the
I say,
FAMU, yeah, when I came up to FAMU, the West family, man, they were really big in my transition. You know, I would be over there. They was there for me, man. A lot of the church family at Macmillan's. I can name a number of families, but they were man, great people, man, honorable people, man, all of them. So
yeah,
it ain't nothing but love for the West family and so many other families over there. So that's crazy. I never heard about that rap group though.
yeah. I gotta. I was say the West confirmed it. I want to say he confirmed it one time. But yeah, there was a fourth member. I met him once, but unfortunately, my family members, my Uncle Jerome, may he rest in peace, he passed away, and my cousin Marlis, he passed away too.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what happened to the fourth member, and then of course, it's Minister West. But yeah, man. But yeah, you just I know the people listening are not gonna care at all, but you really just tripped me.
Like, what are they talking about?
Yo, yeah, right. But no, that's literally my extended family. And then, like I said, like literally, well, Debo and them, those literally my people. Like
Yeah,
it's
those my boys, man. Yeah. Man, that's
my mom.
family, man. Yeah.
Okay, James
No
said
wonder we
facts.
connect.
My dad did rap, but what? Okay, I ain't tripping. All right, so okay, let's get back to it. So also I had a question in regards to, like you said, the transition between being a musician to going into production, because I saw
Yeah.
or I was listening to a podcast earlier to yesterday, and they were this people were interviewing Sleepy Brown of Outkast fame, and his dad was a famous musician, a funk musician, and he was saying how he transitioned from um, being an artist and just being a singer, and then he said he
Hmm.
went and tried to reconstruct some funk classic. I can't think one of them Isaac Hayes type songs or whatever, but he reconstructed it. No, I know what it was. Between the Sheets. He said he reconstructed Between the Sheets, and once he realized he could reconstruct the music, he knew he was on his way to, not just becoming a singer an instrumentalist, but also a producer. So what was that moment when you knew you had crossed over from just being able to, play the drums to actually being a music producer?
Uh, that's a interesting question. It could be a long answer, but I think technology for me, um, once I kind of understood, and speaking of, it was the Howard boards that really introduced me to sequencing. And
Okay.
so once I understood, like, oh, you could put I could be a band inside this machine. And
Yeah.
so that part, and started, understanding how to use the technology to make music. I didn't know necessarily at that time that was producing. I was just trying to make a band inside the machine. And so and
No
so you
concept.
had, yeah, so you had all these things. So I come from the background, being like a choir director, being a minister of music,
Mm.
and having, so I knew the concept, and having technical um, training through, music classes and through school. I actually initially came out to FAMU as a music major. So
Okay.
kind of having those understanding of how music work, that helps, and then trying to put it into a recording setting. But I think what the difficulty of, like, the crossing over is being understanding how to put those pieces together in a way that makes sense, in a
Right.
way that harmonize. And not only are you dealing with just band parts, but you're dealing with frequencies. You're
Mm.
dealing with how it was recorded. What type of mic and different things you're going to use to record, uh, and also strong song structure, and not just the lyrics, how you're writing a song, but actually how you're going to structure the song.
Right.
you
Right.
know, so it's so many other elements, and how to know when you're having too much. Like in the Pentecostal church, everybody, they going at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a wild man. It's like the drummer trying to do a solo on top of the organist trying to do a solo. But that don't work in producing.
Right.
That don't work. So I think I would answer, like, for me, that transition was when I started getting into more of the technology. This would have been around 1990, 92, getting into the technology of sequencing. And it still took time, because then again, you gotta, as a music producer, I think the key, a good music producer knows how something should sound, and then know how to get that sound to be recorded,
Right.
right? And
Right.
so that is the key skill of a music producer. And so, like, some producers, you don't necessarily have to be able to know how to play to be a producer. It
Yeah.
helps.
No, one
But
person
if
I think
yeah.
I was telling my
Mhm.
wife, because of course, the dude Chunky Thompson just passed
Booker,
away.
what?
Mm-mm. Not Booker, not that Chunky.
Oh, okay.
Not him. This is a producer. He did My Life for Mary J. Blige. But I was telling my wife about how Puffy, he pretty
Yeah.
much, he's good at arranging things. He's good at putting the right people in the right spot to
Mhm.
play the right stuff, so the songs just come out incredible. So to what you were
Yeah.
saying, that as far as a producer, sometimes it's not necessarily about being necessarily the music man, but also
Right.
being able to know what sounds right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll move on. Your girl, I'm gonna say your girl because I'm pretty sure y'all cool like that. Kelly Stokes Tompkins. So I already just said,
Yeah.
she said hello, and of course,
Hey, Kelly. Oh man. Wow.
I told you these my people. And
Oh man. So yeah, you really digging in. I'm like, man, wow.
and James
Y'all
said,
making
S. Marshall played a major part in me becoming a musician and drummer back then. So, yeah.
wow,
Now,
man. Honors to you, man.
if you said 90, because the thing is,
Yeah.
I think my parents separated actually 30 years ago this week, 91. So, I probably, let me see, I probably was still coming around. I think we probably slowed up probably about 92. 92 or 93 before
Okay.
the church building on Orange Avenue burned down.
Yeah. So yeah, that okay. So then yeah, because yeah, that's when that particular organization and you know there was a major split
Yeah,
and things kind of people kind of went different ways. So that
yeah,
maybe that's why we maybe didn't recognize each other if that
yeah.
was the
Plus,
case. Yeah,
I was a kid. I was definitely a kid.
you was a youngin.
I look more like my godson at that time
Hey, you know
because he's 10 now, so I was definitely that age.
this
But
this this gray is for real. You know what I'm
yeah, no,
saying?
trust me, I got it. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy because I got it too. It's just I seen it now.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah,
But you know, I'm blessed, man. I'm
no
blessed.
doubt.
You know, yeah, God's been good to me. So
I got.
anyway, I can help folks and our young folks. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shouts out. Yeah, to the West Boys. I remember. Yeah, it was my cousin Debo. That's still call him Derek.
Yeah,
Debo still weird to me. I don't know why. But I don't know. Like my cousin Linda, she was probably the
Linda
loudest.
Jefferson.
Yes.
Oh man, whoo,
Yeah.
talented.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yo,
Yes,
you know
yes.
what? Speaking of Linda, hope she ain't watching because she gonna get mad.
Oh, I just said a whole name and everything.
No, it don't matter. Well, no, what I'm about to say? Hope she don't get mad. It's kind of crazy because, of course, she can sing. She can sing,
Yeah. Hmm.
and I remember early on when I was getting into music, which I gotta say too, man, being around all these talented people, I felt so insignificant. Like that's why I got into rap because I couldn't do anything. Like, I got cousins that can play keyboards. You know what I'm saying? You got Kevin, you got Lawrence that can play the guitar. Derek play the drums. Every other person can play. My cousin Barry can play the drums. Every other person can sing. I'm like, I can't do nothing. I'm getting to rap. How about that? Uh, but no, when I got into music, and I remember, I think we wanted to get Linda on the song. But regardless, I remember thinking like, yo, the way she sings, like I was like questioning, like, yo, could she do it? You know, so not that she can't sing, but just that, that flavor, can people like it? And
Yeah.
then probably like a year or two after that, Fantasia wins American Idol. And I was like, when
Oh.
I saw Fantasia, I was like, yo, Linda could have did this for real. Like,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
that soulful, just gut,
yeah,
like singing,
yeah,
like just singing from your stomach, like,
yeah.
yo,
Kick your
like I
shoes
love it.
off.
Man, keep shoes off. So anyway, shout out my cousin Linda. There, but again, those all my people. They're my mama cousins. So
Wow,
like
man. Yeah. So wow. Yeah,
we
we
are,
definitely of some of the same spirit, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
West Florida Recording Choir. Yeah, I got people all up in there, and just like I said, anybody that was in that choir and went to that church or went to Faith Temple or in that circle, like those are extended families. Like, that's my childhood, basically. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, people don't care.
Wow.
Music. Next question, because I know we discussed this yesterday when we was talking. Because you was talking about the business side. Now you had
Yeah.
this grand idea, and I'm all for it. But we was talking about this ideal of somewhat of an association or organization as far as hip hop here in Tallahassee. So if you like, and don't worry about the time, we got time. This is my show. Do whatever.
Okay.
My man Pat is gonna have to do what he got to do.
I saw the hour on there, so I was like,
It's all just it's a trick. So if you can expound on, you know what I'm saying, the idea you had as far as building a hip hop association, if you
yeah,
will.
I try to be swift with it, but get the point across. As we were saying, here in Tallahassee, trying to get it where local artists have more of a marketplace within the city, particularly hip hop. You know, and one way of doing that is trying to bring together a unified front among artists. And so rather than one artist trying to get on the ticket of whatever show, say Coming to the Moon, or I don't know, there may be some, we got another venue down there before the COVID, of course.
Right.
Where we could have a solid voice among artists, where we can begin to have a voice to these venues to say, hey, these artists are here. The community is, together is support. We have a spot in this community. This community actually helps fund your venue. And some of these same folks that fund your venue, right, have family members that are doing music. And so having a way to kind of come together where this artist has his followings, this other artist have his followings, another artist have his following. But if we're able to some kind of way harness that market and be able to present ourselves to these particular venues to have a voice to get in on some of these tickets. And what I say, I understand for the venues, they all about, can they make money?
Right.
So I understand that. So, a lot of times these promotions, these concerts that come in, the promoters are not from Tallahassee. Right. These are outside promoters coming in, and they have a big ticket item, and sometimes they maybe joint ventures with somebody here, but they have a big ticket item or artists coming in, and they get in the bag and they're leaving. But we have artists here that I believe that can hold a show just as powerful as some of these well-known artists. However, it will come to a question, well, can you bring in the people into the building, and so forth. But I think that could be done with a united front of artists coming together and harnessing some type of voice to get get a voice with these venues, where we can get get main artists on these tickets, and not an artist paying to perform, but an artist being paid to perform. And so, but that takes work, that takes effort. One artist, Tallahassee is a little different. So Hip Hop Tallahassee was something that myself, Rico the Champ, and Mike Williams, we had put together kind of on that tip, trying to unify the local artists in a way where we can ultimately build that type of force where we can begin to stake a claim on the market. You know,
Right.
um, there's monies flowing around in Tallahassee,
Right.
concerts, DJs, the club scene, all this. And so it's no reason why the local artists couldn't be getting in and getting a cut of some of that. But I think for Tallahassee, it needs to be a united front because your 10 people and his 20 people and somebody got 250 people.
Right.
It need
Right.
to we need to bring them all in together rather than one artist trying to sell tickets for a show. So like if we had a united front, you know, where we have those type of followers and say like a organization like yourself, wink, wink, organization like yourself or like Hip Hop Tallahassee being a
Yeah.
neutral platform can be able to
Right.
go to these venues to say, hey, look, we have 5 artists, you know, solid. We
Right.
have this many followings, solid. I think that could be a stronger voice and getting our artists on some of these platforms versus one artist trying to go in there and get in there. And
Right.
then another thing about it is if say, hey, they just all about the money and we can't pack it in, well, we could make a united front and let the community know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So like again, if the Moon having an event, but you got 50 artists out there in the front out there with the signs or letting people know that hey, we're a group of artists united front. And none of us, the Moon ain't showing us no love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what it is. We need y'all the community to make a voice to request that they show more love to the local artists. I think things would look a little bit different if we had that type of approach. And it's not necessarily we're looking out for a handout, but the idea is that it's the community that's funding these events. Like,
Right.
if they hopefully, they could take a L, but but hopefully it's the money is coming from Tallahassee to bring these shows.
Right.
So it's no more or less like if that venue is making money off of the community, I feel like they have at least some responsibility to
To report.
try to look out for some local artists trying to come up. I
Right.
just think that is at least, um, some responsibility to say, thank you to the community for supporting our business.
Right.
It's just like any like the corner stores. You got the corner store, you have foreigners go and take over the corner store. They getting all the money, but where's the money going? It's going out of the community to somewhere else,
Right. That money
right?
not circulating.
Right. So at least that corner store should have our people working in it.
Right.
You should have
Right.
some employees in here working in here, or at least you should be giving or donating to some things that can help the community. So that type of accountability, I feel that could be brought about with a united front here in Tallahassee. It could be done, but it would take some work to get it there.
It's powers and numbers. It's powers and numbers. But
Yeah.
I love the idea. I love the idea. Um, and of course, we already know some people who probably could come together and make it happen. So if y'all are listening, what's good? I'll let my
Yeah,
man.
hit me up on my IG, or I'm still
Yeah.
open to do it. But the thing with that is, um, a lot of people are just looking for a leader. They're looking to follow somebody, right?
Right.
And the problem with that is that when the leader is no longer around, the whole movement falls, right?
Mm, mm,
Right. And so I'm not looking to just have, be a leader or somebody. And I don't want to build something where we just following a leader. We want
right,
to put a construct, right? A construct, an idea where our organization it runs on
right.
its own on the ideals.
His own
You know what I'm
organism. So
saying? Yeah, on the ideals. So when you kind of understand that we're talking economics,
yeah,
we're talking about how everybody can eat, right? Rather than somebody, just trying to, get a little come up right quick
right,
and,
right,
and bouncing out. No, a whole idea. Then that not only will that continue to thrive no matter who's, you know, leading, it's more, leading or
because
orchestrating.
because the organization itself is already built to where you really don't need. You can have like a leader, you know what I'm saying, or someone that's a figurehead
Right,
per se, but the organization itself is set up to where it's not based on that person. You know what I'm saying? It's not based
right.
on that.
Yeah,
You just somebody because sometimes you need a face. You need
you
somebody to
do.
kind of
Yeah, you
fill
could
in the
get, we could have someone, to be the spokesperson or so forth, all of that. But what I'm just trying to certainly get our people to understand that, like, one, we don't need to go make an LLC to do what I'm talking
right,
about.
right,
We don't need to set up a corporation. Talking about what I'm talking about. We could
right,
come together and move at any time. And like you said, we showing people that we got numbers, right? They got to talk to us.
right,
Just
right,
period. But they got to talk to us.
right,
They got to talk to us. Now, of course, all those things are good to have and put in place and put in structure, whatever. But just understanding the power that we already have that we have not tapped into, right? That's how they want us to continue to be, take advantage of us, you
right.
know. So, you
Lot of
go down there with your 25 or $30 and you giving it to this venue. You go in there to see a good show, but do the community realize that that 20, 35 or whatever dollars ain't going to help, Buki down the street who
right,
trying to get up out of there and trying to do something better for himself. You
right.
know what I'm
And more
saying?
more likely if MC Buki end up getting money and getting paid off this, he gonna come back and help the community versus whatever big
Yeah,
star he gonna go back to whatever and
yeah,
he ain't gonna care about it. He just getting his money and
yeah,
getting out.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
you. I got you.
Mhm.
Yo, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead, man. We're gonna let people know what you do and how you do it. You know what I mean? First we got LA Knickers.
Yeah.
And correct, you got your man Adrian Morris on this thing, right?
Yes, yes. And actually, that's my cousin. Adrian Morris is my cousin. He's known here locally a lot with the Tallahassee Knights. I think he's almost every show.
Yeah, no,
um,
I'm pretty
mhm.
sure between him and what's my man's? What's my man, the poet? Oh,
Oh,
anyway,
Keith.
Keith, thank you. Oh, my bad,
Yeah.
Keith. My bad, bro. My bad. Where my keys at? Anyway, my bad, Keith. Yeah, between him and Keith, like, yeah, they pretty much, you know what I'm saying, are the stand-ins, if you will. Like you think about Tallahassee Nights Live, you think about
Yeah,
Keith.
yeah. Shouts out to Doc D, by the way, with that. And
Also, yep.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, man, everybody in that whole thing. You forgot about me. Look,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we got LA Knickers with Adrian Morris, and then we got Elgin James, and then we're gonna come right back. So y'all stay tuned. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby.
Which Lakers team he played on. Yeah, it seems like he was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. Kavita, if I could ask you to stay with us, we're gonna go.
Why do you hate? Why do you treat me this way? I don't understand it. No. What did I do to deserve this madness? I don't understand it. No, no, no. Why do you hate? Why do you treat me this way? Ooh, oh, what did I?
When you come into this league, you come in as a 20, 21-year-old, and you have all these adults telling you should do this and should do that. I wonder what would have happened if I cut my hair. What if I would have removed my gold teeth in the midst of all that? I know this bus wouldn't be looking like this. But I don't know if it would. I don't even know if it would have even been a bus, because I would have lost my sense. Like when I bring with me, I bring my baggage, and my baggage is my story, everything that it took for me to get here. So when you see this right here, you see what it took to get here. You know, it's like, you know, it's easy to walk in a room when everybody accepts you and everybody like, oh yeah, you fit in or this and that. It's harder to walk in the room when somebody's gonna clutch their purse or they're gonna walk on the other side of the street. You know, it's harder to go there and win those guys over. But when you do win them over,
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. And we back. This is your boy, Enigma September. This is the Enigma Sept.
Yeah.
S. Marshall L. featuring Adrian Morris and Dr. Francis Chris Wesling. Oh, y'all, if I mispronounce the goddess name, forgive my tongue, not my heart. Yeah. I know how important it is to the culture.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's out now. That's out now. Yeah.
That's available now. And also S. Marshall L. with Adrian James, which you heard the vocals on that track. Now, those who listen live, you only got a snippet. The full version of those pieces will be available on the podcast. So if you go listen to the audio podcast, you'll get the whole song. But just for time restraints and all that stuff, I didn't play the
Yeah, and
whole
if you,
joint.
those joints are under SMEL, SMEL. I wonder, kind of this year, I shortened everything so it's SMEL, SMEL. Now I do have some music under S Marshall L, so check that out too. But the new stuff and what you just heard here is under SMEL, SMEL. The last joint it'll be dropping August 23rd, the Edrin James tribute.
No doubt, no doubt. That's how the Elton James just got into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And granted, I grew up as a Seminole fan, but I'm gonna throw it to you. Hey, it is what
you
it
might
is.
get called out for that, man.
Yeah, I know Harold, he gonna hit me up like, oh, you a Miami fan? No, I ain't a fan of none of them. I'm a Rattler. That's what I am. Whatever.
Hey.
I don't like major college football anymore. That'll make me mad. Yeah. So, speaking of, like you said, the man, you put the auto tune on Adrian's voice. He was cool with that because you know what I was like, oh, that's like putting an auto tune on like, hey, like you made. So,
oh
like,
man,
yeah, like what was like what made you say like, yo, because I think, you know what I'm saying, we put an auto tune on this thing, I think it'll make it
well,
pop.
it was some timing and production. That LA Nickers track, I had the actual music for maybe about a year. And actually originally I was doing that little hook on there, like where you get the vocal vibe. And I've been worn out. I felt real special about it. But what kind of, I think around Kobe's passing, I had some connection with that. And the actual sample that you hear that comes on first is Allison Morris, who had made that comment about Kobe's passing. And she wanted to say mistakenly, she said LA the N-word. I mean,
right.
She said LA the N-word, but she was trying to say she said LA Knickers. Right. And so that whole record is kind of stemming off of that. And if you really listen to, you go listen to it. I did the record in a way where I echoed the last words of what she said. And you will actually hear what she actually said. And it was the N-word indeed. And so it goes on, but that song goes on to kind of say that, look, no matter what, right, what people think of you or so-called white supremacy, racism, is that we all can still be our best and accomplish what we need to accomplish. And that's what Kobe did. And so that's the whole irony in there, is that even though, you know, even at my death, you try to degrade my greatness, but you can't degrade my greatness at all. And so the whole vibe of the music is that spirit of overcoming. So, yeah. So I want to say, Adrian, I sent it to him and he wrote that first line. We was thinking about doing a whole song, but I was like, man, because the way I was like, you kind of get how I do my instrument. It's supposed to be an instrumental. Right. And so when you listen to my music, folks, listen to it as an instrumental. Some people get it later. I had one person say, man, until I figured out it was supposed to be an instrumental, man, it's dope. But before I was still waiting to hear the rest of the song. Like, I'm like, no, it's an instrumental. And so, Adrian wrote that first line. Why do you hate? It was just such a powerful line.
Yeah.
And he came through. And so we had some time issues for his recording. And sometimes, the one take or the second take don't be the take that the best take. And as a producer, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make the record right. You know what I'm saying? So that was me trying to make the record right.
It popped off. It popped off. And of course, everybody know, like, it's, again, Adrian can be compared to the other Moors. One, yeah, which is one of my favorites. I love Boys to Men. So,
a lot of times, Levert, people say.
Oh yeah,
I say that Gerald Levert as well. Gerald Levert, I say.
Levert, man, shoot, man. I just love some Gerald Levert. Where I get this beat from? Give me my Gerald Levert beat.
But there's a very important piece at the end of that when you get a chance, family.
Yes.
Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. I say to her, she's no longer with us, but she points out some very valuable information that tie into how someone could defame a person even at their death, to help you kind of understand what time it is and what the world that we're living in, it's just always good to be aware of the time that you're in,
Right.
And so when you're aware, you're able to navigate and move in a more proper way where you don't get caught up in a big surprise.
That's my whole thing. That's when, especially when it comes down to, I ain't gonna get too much into it because I gotta bust a move. But when it comes down to me as far as Black empowerment and Black empowerment, just the empowerment of Black people, the key thing for me that I think the very least one can do is just be aware. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, like I'm not Black militant, ain't gonna be out here, you know what I'm saying, with the red, black, and green gun, like that. But I definitely believe in awareness of how people may look at you, and not let that beat you down, but just be aware so you'll know what fight you're facing.
Right.
But move forward, just knowing that you got greatness in you. You know what I'm saying? Like
because
of who we in just because of that. So it don't even matter. It doesn't really matter what they think or what they say.
Right.
But just be aware of it. So whenever there's moves being made, you'll know how to do that. You know, it's art of war. You got to know your enemy and know yourself.
Yeah.
And if you know who you are, and if you know who they are, then they can't get the upper hand. Because most times they don't know, because their ideal of who you are is screwed by their ideal.
It's propaganda, in a lot of these media perceptions. But just like when you say militant, like the black, red, and green, that many of those that so-called Black militants is not militant in the sense of what militants really is. You know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, when you're just trying to advocate for basic necessities, being able to move, being able to secure for your family, being able to earn a wage earnings, being able to have the same opportunity and promotional opportunity as anyone else. We're talking about just basic things, but it can be viewed as militant simply because it goes against the power structure that is in place. That's in place to suppress, not just oppress, but suppress. What is the difference? Like when you suppress something, that means you take away something that's rightfully owed to someone, you take that away from them, right, in order to keep them in their place. And a lot of times that what you're taking away is information. The war that we have is a war on language. The war is the language, your legislation, your policies, your the misinformation that you're being told because you're not taking the time to go read it for yourself or to see if it's true or not. That's where the real war is, right? And so by programs like yourself, like at the beginning, you're giving information out. Information is gold today. Data is gold today. Knowledge, that's the way we're moving. No matter what field, musician to you have some other type of profession, you have to be knowledgeable today. If not, you are going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I already know we can go a whole another hour.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah,
focus on the
thank
music.
you.
But no, I'm with you. Just understand. Like I told you, a lot of people think I be clowning, but I know. So don't.
Yeah, I know. I be hearing them little jewels you be dropping sometimes.
I clown just to make it easy for y'all. Give me y'all cotton candy.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, if you can just tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Certainly. For my music, definitely you can go to SMEL.world. That's SMEL.world. WORLD. That's my website. As well, on IG, I have Talk Bills. I have an account called Talk Bills. If you like the information that you hear, that's just Talk, TALK, Bills, BUILDS. At Talk Bills, I'm also on YouTube doing informational things on there, Talk Bills, on YouTube as well. So hit me up there on my website, and for the music on IG, More Marshall, MOOR, Marshall, MARSHALLEL, that's L. You can hit me up there on the music tip and music production on the social media sites there. Thank you for having me, Enigma.
We appreciate you, bro. You the type of artist that I think come out of Pat and Joe, type of artist that they really want me to bring on the show. So Pat, thanks for guys. Thank me later. Anyway, appreciate any and everybody coming through. My wife Alicia, your man Op. Shouts out to him. James West. Girl Kelly Stokes. Everybody came through. My man Aaron, Melody, and Bravo. Everybody came through. Appreciate y'all. Again, the podcast will be available Monday. You can listen to that, download that, whatever you listen to the podcast. The YouTube will be up now. If you want to go over to YouTube and replay it. And I think that's about it. I need to go because it's dinner time and I got people to feed. So get up out of here. Again, man, Mark, we got to chop it up, bro, because you just
we ain't through. We not through.
My whole childhood. So we're gonna get up out of here. I love you guys. Oh, also too, my baby Mackenzie, Daddy loves you. Y'all see her back there. That's my baby. Daddy loves you. I'm out of here. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby.
Peace and love.